So, my show is called Hell on Wheels. It's AMC's second highest rated show in history of the network, second only to The Walking Dead. But if you like The Walking Dead, you'll definitely love this show. It's action packed, probably more so than The Walking Dead. It's less sitting around doing nothing, more getting up and doing everything you want to do. And it's more historically accurate. I mean, it follows along the railroad and the Reconstruction period following the Civil War. There's not one main character. There's at least five. You have like the heroine of the story, Lily Bell. Like her husband was killed by Indians who were toting around bows and arrows. And then your main character is Colin Bohannon. His goal is just revenge for his wife, who was killed during the war by a group of Union soldiers. Now, there's five main things in the show that everybody loves. Those are guns, tobacco, money, knives, and whiskey. Mostly the whiskey. Everybody in the show just seems to be like a drunk. Functionally drunk, though, seeing as they have to build an entire railroad by the end of a certain, they have like a set time to build the railroad, otherwise they lose their funding and they all go home drunk. You do that, you're out, you die in that time period. And it's a fictional show, but still historically accurate. Like, there's Native American attacks going on. The government won't send help to them. However, they do make this into a good plot. It's about 45 minutes per show. There's 10 episodes for the entire series. So you get a long amount of time. It's actually, like, every episode, there's not the same directors per film. There's about every 2 or 3 episodes they change up directors and writers, then alternate back so they have enough time to do everything. It gives it a good, change in pace. Nothing's too repetitive. And it's just wonderful. There's other main aspects of the show, such as, trains, but my film department took a budget cut recently. I can't go and show you trains. There's also prostitution, which you can't show on a YouTube film, and I'm not going to try to do that. And then there's murder, but there's a couple legal issues that aren't allowing me to show you that one, unfortunately. I'm just kidding. It's very fortunate we can't do that. And I gotta say, one thing, the Native Americans, they just run around there. They have bows. They're just shooting people with a bunch of arrows. Ridiculous. There's no protection other than what the people carry on themselves. It's normally just a sidearm or a knife. And then you have people such as Bohannon who seem to be unable to get injured no matter what they do. I'm not quite sure how they manage that. And it's just, overall, it's great. Like, every episode, while they're progressing along the railroad, it follows every character while they do that. Switch it up. Maybe you'll see 4 viewpoints. Every 5-6 minutes they'll change it up. And every time, since Colin Bohannon is the main character of the show, every time something happens to him, the production of the railroad gets halted at the same time. And it just shows that without him it wouldn't go anywhere. Now, Thomas Durant is the main, he's the vice president of the Union Pacific Railroad, which is a company that's working for this. Now, unlike Bohannon, he is historically accurate. He was the vice president of the company in real life back in the 1860s. So he's depicted as he would have been then, with maybe a couple extra add-ins, like he's a jerk, and he only does what he wants. And fraud. Fraud is a major part of this show. He pretends that he does much more for the railroad than he ever actually did. By putting in, his ledger books just say that he finished a lot more mileage for the railroad, seeing as he's getting paid by the mile. He claimed that he did maybe 100 more miles, and if the government found that out, he'd go to jail. So you get to find out, there's a little bit plot twist, people come in, more and more characters after injuries and everything. And then you even lose some characters. It's one of those shows that they don't keep all the main characters. It's like the Game of Thrones of the film world. Just every time you expect somebody to be there, you might lose them, but you might not. It makes you wonder who's going to stay and who isn't. But being as it is show, your main characters for the most part are going to stay, but you'll see who stays when you watch it. Well, it's a great show. There's about 440 minutes worth of timing on it. It's on Netflix. It's wonderful. So if you have that, you can just binge watch it with your friends, and you can even enjoy chocolate while you're binge watching it. Who doesn't enjoy chocolate? It's a wonderful show, so I hope you enjoy it.